Okay, students, if you're watching this video, that means you need a little help on your homework. So if this is the assignment you're on, then you're in good shape. If it's not, then you're on the wrong video. So you'll want to pause this and then find the correct video. All right, here we go. Please open your books to page 572, and let's get started right away with number 13. Now notice it is number 13 at the top of the page, okay? Number 13 at the top of the page. So here we go. Number 13 looks like this. Triangle comes down over like this. And let's go ahead and label this number 13. And let's see, triangle B BCA. I'm not going for neatness. You students understand that. I'm going for speed here, okay, to get this done. So trying, and my computer's freezing up a little bit here. BCA. Can't get it to work here. There we go. And then let's see, what else do we have? 3, 4, and then X. 3, 4, and then X. All right. All right, let's see if we can make this work still. Nope, that's totally wrong. Okay, step 1 that I taught you was see if you have a special triangle. Well, we do not have a 30, 60, 90. We do not have a 45, 45, 90, so step 1 is done. We do not have a special triangle. Step 2 said solve for your sides first. Use Pythagorean's theorem when you can. Well, students, I have 2 sides of the triangle that I know, so we can definitely use Pythagorean's theorem, so that's some good news. L squared plus L squared equals 8 squared. One leg is 3. The other leg is 4, and we're going to solve for 8 squared. 9 plus 16 equals 8 squared. And again, students, I apologize. I don't know why this thing's freezing up. It's acting really, really weird. Let's see if we can get, there we go. It's really hopping all over the place. Okay, hold on, please. Yeah, something's not right here. Okay, I'm going to pause the video and try to fix something. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, students, I'm back. We're going to try this again. It's still it's just not working right at all. I guess I can try to use the mouse here, but I'm not sure if this is going to work, so we'll try it and see. The mouse is really hard to write with. Okay, 9 plus 6 would be 25. As you can tell, it's going to be really sloppy. 25 equals 8 squared. Take the square root of both sides, and 5 equals h. Okay? So I'm going to come over here to where the x is. I'm going to kind of cross that off, and I'm going to put a 5 right there. Okay? Now I've got to find angle. See if we can get this thing to work again. Nope, still messed up. Okay. Now I've got to find angle B right here and angle A. Now, students, it really doesn't matter, technically which angle we find first. But remember what step 3 says. Step 3 says find the smallest angle first. Believe me, there's a reason for that, and it does make it much easier. So we're going to solve for the smallest angle first. Now, how do we know the smallest angle? Find the smallest side. There it is. I'm circling it right now. And then go straight across. And that's the angle that's the smallest. So we know that angle A is the smallest, so we're gonna use, let me go to black right here and circle this, we're gonna solve for angle A. So if we're gonna solve for angle A, go straight across. This is your, remember I'm using a mouse to write, it's really hard to write. So this is your opposite side. This would be your hypotenuse, and then number 4 here, side 4, would be your adjacent. Okay? All right. Let's see if this thing's working any better. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I'll try to use it and go really slow. Okay, so now we're going to solve for angle A. Look, it doesn't matter if you use sine, cosine, or tangent. If I was there in class, I would let one of you pick. Okay, because it really doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use tangent. Okay, I just feel like using tangent. That's what I'm going to do. And as you can tell, it's still freezing up. Okay, there we go. So tangent of A equals opposite over adjacent. So tangent of A equals opposite is 3, adjacent is 4. Now look, you're looking for the angle, so this is when you use your -1 button or your inverse. Tangent inverse of 3 divided by 4. So type in tangent -1 or tangent inverse, and then 3 divided by 4. And you will get 36.89, so we're going to say 37 degrees. So come over here and write 37 degrees. And then students, we can very quickly find this angle because we know this is 90 here. We know this is 37. So 90 plus 37 is 127. Subtract that from 180 and you will get 53 degrees. So this angle here is 53 degrees. Okay, let's move on to number 14. Number 14. And it seems to be working a little better now, so hopefully it will continue. Alright, there's the triangle somewhat. There's the right angle. We have a 6, a 4, and a y. This will be done pretty much the same way. We'll go through it pretty quick here. Okay, step 1, see if you have a special triangle. We don't. Step 2, solve for the sides first. We can use Pythagorean's theorem because we have 2 sides. So L squared plus L squared equals 8 squared. One of your legs is 4. The other leg is y. And your hypotenuse is 6. So now we have 16 plus y squared equals 36. And now subtract 16 from both sides. Y squared equals 20. And now take the square root of both sides. And the square root of 20 is 4.5. 4.5. So come up to y right here. I can kind of cross that off and put 4.5. Okay? Now, step 2 is done. Step 3 says solve for the smallest angle first. Solve for the smallest angle first. Well, find the smallest side. There it is. And go straight across. And that's your smallest angle. So I'm going to take my red pen. That's my smallest angle. That's what I'm going to use. So go straight across. This is your opposite side. This is your hypotenuse right here. And the only other side left is this side. That's your adjacent. Now to find angle D, I don't care if you use sine, cosine, or tangent. I'm going to use cosine this time to show you it doesn't matter. So the cosine of angle D equals what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So the cosine of angle D equals adjacent, which is 4.5, over your hypotenuse, that is 4.5, which is 6. Now, we're missing the angle, so this is when you use your inverse button. So inverse cosine, parentheses, 4.5 divided by 6. So let's see what we come up with here. 41.4, so 41 degrees. So angle D right here is 41 degrees. Now I'm not going to take all the time and show you how to find this angle. You know by now, you're juniors and seniors. You know two angles, 41 and 90. Add them together, you get 131, and then subtract from 180, you get 59. And that looks like a 6. This thing's starting to mess up again. 59 degrees. All right. I don't think that's right. Hold on a second. 131, 59. Yeah, no, that's not right. Let's see. It'd be 49. Sorry about that. 49 degrees. That's what I get for trying to do it in my head. 49 degrees. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next problem, number 15. Number 15. All right. Number 15 looks like this. And we're going to pretend that's a triangle, even though it's not. There we go. Now it's a triangle. And let's see. We've got Z, same thing again. I don't like how they're so redundant. 0, 5, 7. We're going to go really fast on this one. J, G, and H. And here we go. Step 1 says see if you have a special triangle. We don't. Step 2 says solve for the sides first. Use Pythagorean's theorem if you can. We know 2 sides, so we can definitely use Pythagorean's theorem. So one leg is 5. And the other leg we don't know. I guess we're going to call it z squared. And the hypotenuse is 7. So now I have 25 plus z squared equals 49. Now we're going to subtract 25 from both sides. And we get z squared equals 24. And now we're going to take the square root of 24. and we'll get 4.9. 4.9. So z equals 4.9. And the pen is messing up again. All right, so we'll come over here, and now we're going to put 4.9. Now, students, step 3 says find the smallest angle first. Well, we find the smallest angle by finding the smallest side. And the smallest side is this, 4.9. Go straight across, and that's the smallest angle. So G is the smallest angle, so that's the angle we're going to use. So over here we call this our opposite side. This is going to be our hypotenuse, and this would be our adjacent side. Now let's look back at our last two problems. In the last problem we used cosine to find the angle. In the problem before that we used tangent. So let's use sine this time, just to show you it doesn't matter which trig function you use. So sine of angle G, that's the angle we're looking for, equals opposite over hypotenuse. So the sine of G equals opposite, which is 4.9, over hypotenuse, which is 7. Now we're looking for an angle, so this is when we use our sine inverse, or inverse sine button. So sine to the -1, parentheses, 4.9 divided by 7. 4.9 divided by 7. And that's 44 degrees, 44.4. So we're going to say 44 degrees. So come up here to angle G and put 44 degrees. Now, I'm not going to take a lot of time and tell you how to find this angle. You know two angles, add them together, and you get 134, and that would give you 46 degrees. 46 degrees. Okay, let's move on to the last couple problems we have to do. Numbers 10 and 11 should be next. So number 10, let me grab a quick drink of water here. And moving on. Number 10. All right, number 10 looks like this right here. Let's see. Over, down, and up like that. And we'll put our right angle right there. And let's see, X, Y, Z. So we call this X, call this Y, call this capital Z. And then we have a little y here, a little x here, and a 4 here, and 60 degrees here. Are you ready? Step 1 says, see if you have a special triangle. Oh, we do. Sweet. Look at this. We have a 90 and a 60, so we know this has to be a 30. Oh, that is so helpful. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. What do we know? Hypotenuse is twice the shorter leg. The longer leg equals the shorter leg times the square root of 3, and the shorter leg equals the longer leg divided by the square root of 3. So now using these shortcuts, we're actually setting pretty well. See, bud. This is the bigger angle, so this is going to be my longer leg. This is the smaller angle. This is my shorter leg. And this is my hypotenuse. We're good to go, man. Look at this. The hypotenuse is twice the shorter leg. So if the hypotenuse is 4, then the shorter leg has to be 2. So I just found that side. 2. How do you find the longer leg? Shorter leg times square root of 3. So what is the shorter leg? It's 2. 2 times the square root of 3. So this is 2 square root of 3. Boy, you got to love it when they give you problems like that. All right, number 11. Number 11. Let's see what we have here. Okay, looks like that's about right. There's our right angle. We have a 12. Man, they give us 1 again, just like the other one. Boy, 12, 14, letter D, right angle, and then DEF. All right, here we go. This is getting pretty redundant. All right, step 1 says, see if you have a special triangle. We don't. Step 2 says, I'm going to save some time on this. Step 2 says to find your sides first. Students, I care about y'all, but we have done 1,000,001 Pythagorean theorem problems. I'm not going to do it again. So you have a leg and a hypotenuse. If you use Pythagorean's theorem, you will get sorry about that. You will get 7.2. So using Pythagorean's theorem, you will get 7.2. So step 2 is done, solve for the sides. Now step 3 says solve for the smallest angle first. Well, how do you find the smallest angle? You find the smallest side, which is this. then you go straight across. So this is our smallest angle right there. So that's the angle we're going to deal with. So this is the angle we're going to use. So go straight across. This is called your opposite side. This is called your hypotenuse. And this side here is your adjacent. Now I don't care what you use. I'm going to use tangent. We're going to say tangent of D equals opposite, which is 7.2, over adjacent, which is 12. Well, we're looking for an angle, so that's when we use the tangent inverse button. So tangent inverse and then 7.2 divided by 12. And let's see what we come up with for that angle. Tangent 7.2 divided by 12 would give you 31 degrees. So angle D equals 31 degrees. So put a 31 right here. And then this last angle is really easy. 90 plus there's 121. That'd be 59 degrees. 59 degrees. Okay? And I think we have one problem left, and we're finally done. And that is number, it's a word problem, page 574, number 33. Now, I'm going to try to draw the problem pretty well here for you. I will try to. I'm not the best drawer in the world. This is number 33. Alright, the triangle looks something like this. Not like that, that's for sure. And this is your right angle. And this is your glide angle right here. If you're looking at your book, I'm going to put G. That's your glide angle. And this is your distance to the runway. If you look at the book, you'll see this. This is the runway, and this is your altitude. Now let's read the problem. Let's see. When the shuttle's altitude is about 15.7 miles, so I'm going to stop right here. The altitude is 15.7. There we go. Its horizontal distance to the runway is about 59 degrees. So I'm going to come to, it's about 59 miles. So I'm going to cross this off right here. And I'm going to put 59 for this. Okay? So they've given us the altitude. They've given us the distance of the runway. Find the measure of the glide angle. Find this angle. Find that angle. So that's the angle we're going to use. So if that's the angle we're going to use, go straight across. This is called your what side? Opposite. This is your hypotenuse over here. This has to be your adjacent. So you only know two sides. You only know the opposite and the adjacent. Well, you don't want to use sine. Sine doesn't use opposite and adjacent. You don't want to use cosine. Cosine doesn't use opposite and adjacent. You want to use tangent. We're going to call this angle A. The tangent of angle A equals opposite over adjacent. Well, we're missing an angle. So tangent -1, the inverse tangent of 15.7 divided by 59. Let's see what we come up with here. If you do that correctly, you should get 14.9 degrees, or 15 degrees if you want to round. So 15 degrees. And that's it. Hope this has helped you. Work hard. Be ready for your review sheet on Friday and Monday.